And welcome to today's video. In today's lesson, we shall learn about solving simultaneous equation. We have an example here, 3x minus 2y equals -7 for the first equation. And for the second equation, we have 5x plus 4y equals 3. Let us find out how we can solve these simultaneous equations. Now, as we discussed in the previous lesson, we have various methods of solving simultaneous equation. We have elimination, substitution, and graph. So we can use any of those three methods of solving simultaneous equation at our level. Remember, we have some other methods of solving simultaneous equation which we shall not discuss for today, but eventually we shall discuss them later in deeper details. So in this lesson, I want us to discuss about use of elimination. Remember, we also looked at elimination during the previous lesson. This is another example. In mathematics, we say that we have to do a lot of examples. This is the equation that we are going to handle for today. We have 3x minus 2y equals -7 and 5x plus 4y equals 3. Those are the equations that we are going to find solutions to. Remember, we have two variables here, x and y. We can even have some other equations which have more than two variables, but we shall discuss them later. For now, let us discuss this one. So in the previous lesson, we eliminated y. So in the previous lesson we eliminated x. Now I want us to eliminate y. So I'm basically going to write y in red. So we have 3x minus 2y equals equals -7 for the first equation, and for the second equation we have 5x plus 4y equals 3. That's all we said. So we shall multiply the first equation by 4 because 4 is the coefficient figure of the second equation, and we shall multiply the second equation by 2 because 2 is the coefficient figure of y in the first equation. Remember, that is what we said during the previous lesson. So if you did not watch the previous lesson, the video is still available. You can watch it. I will leave the link to the video in the description box below. So we have to multiply the first equation by 4 because the coefficient figure of y in the second equation is 4, and for the second equation we shall multiply by 2 because the coefficient figure of y is, or the coefficient figure of y in the first equation is 2. That's what we shall be doing all this, my good friends, and this is aimed at making the coefficient figures of y in both equations equal so that it will be easy for us to eliminate them. Let us proceed. Now, upon multiplying, we shall have 12x minus 8y being equal to 28. I taught you how to open the brackets. You can rewind the video. For the second equation, when we multiply or when we open the bracket, this is the bracket we are trying to open. Let me rewind a little bit so for you to understand. Now, this is the bracket we are trying to open. Now, when we multiply, we shall find out the equation turns out to be 12x minus 8y equals 28. This is for the first equation, and for the second equation we get 10x plus 8y equals 6. Now I have a question for you. I want you to observe the coefficient figures of y in both equations and tell me what you can see. What do you notice about the coefficient figures of the variable we are trying to eliminate? What do you think? The coefficient figure of y variable is 8 in the first equation and also in the second equation. So we have equalized the coefficient figures of our variables that we want to eliminate. So it will become very easy. Now, I have another question for you. What do you think should be done for us to make the variables of y completely eliminated? When I say completely eliminated, I mean 0. So the question is, what should we do to make y 0? Remember the two equations, 12x minus 8y equals 28. That's our first equation, and our second equation being 10x plus 8y. This is the second equation, and you can see our coefficient figures of y are now equal. Now tell me how we can, what do you think we should do? What do you think we should do to make the coefficient figure of x 0? Good. You got it. We have to add. During the first example, we subtracted, but in this example you have to add. Now let us see what we mean. This is our first equation, and the second equation will be added to the first equation. So we shall add 10x plus 8y equals 6 to the first equation. I want you to add on your exercise book and compare your result with what we are going to get. Now tell me, what is 12x plus 10x? Good, 22. What about negative 8y plus 8y? Definitely becomes 0. Now what about negative 28 plus 6? Good, it becomes negative 22. Now look here, we have 0 where we had y, so we have eliminated y. Can you see that? So this is the equation. We have 22x plus 0 equals negative 22. So because there is no y anymore, we say that indeed we have eliminated y, and that is why the method itself is referred to as elimination. Now we have no need of writing 0, so we shall write 22x equals negative 22. Now what do we do here to get the value of x? Somebody? Remember, we also did another example in the previous lesson, so this should not be hard for you. We divide both signs by 22. So we shall have 22x equals negative 22. So divide both sides by 22, we get x as negative 1. Now, let us put negative 1 in place of x, because we have agreed that x equals negative 1. So if we put negative 1 in place of x, what do you think we shall get? We shall get 3 enclosed by negative 1 instead of x. So negative 2y equals negative 7. Let us open the brackets now. Remember, in the previous lessons we've been discussing about opening the bracket, so that will be our equation. Negative 3 plus negative 2y equals negative 7. Now we shall take 3 to the other side so that it becomes positive. When we take negative 3 to the other side, it becomes positive. So we shall have negative 2y equals negative 7 plus 3. Now everybody knows what is the result when we operate negative 7 plus 3. So we shall have negative 2y being equal to negative 4. So as usual, we divide both sides by 2 and we get our answer as y equals 2x. Now let us look at the final answers. For the final answers, we shall write the values of x and y as we have seen. So x equals negative 1 and y equals 2. And that is it. Now, I hope you have understood the lesson, and I'm very happy that you have watched it up to this point. If you did not get any part of the video, please feel free to rewind, watch as many times as possible, and you may pause where necessary if you want to understand more. You are not limited, my good friend. You can also visit our other examples on this channel still, because we have done some other examples before. And I